2. All right, and welcome back to the station of decapitation without your head. I'm Nasty Neal.
That would make me terrible, Troy.
I'm Treacherous, Trista.
And we have a special Valentine's Day episode here. We're going to have our Return of the 13. We're going to do the couples of horror. We already have someone here in the chat room asking about, if somebody counts. I won't say who they are yet.
Okay.
At least one of us has them. But I wrote it all depends on your point of view. And it was Ashley Turner, by the way. And so after we go through ours, if anyone wants to zoom in and yell at us, say, hey, you forgot this. It's withoutyourhead.com/Zoom. And you'll get right in. All right. So 13. Who wants to start this week?
I'd say we go ladies first this week.
Oh, thank you. I think I went first last time, but thank you. I'll go first again. So my 13 is, I went with The Haunting of Bly Manor, and that's Danny and Jamie. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I'm a big fan. Yeah, I recommend it.
Very good. That's one I need
I'll
to check
have to look
out.
for that one. Yeah. Yep. I don't know that one
I have
either.
a lot of honorable mentions, so if we don't get to all of these, we'll... I almost cheated and doubled up on some, but I decided not to.
Oh.
I know Brian did.
I could have done that with a few too, because you get like a few variations of the same thing. So
Shout out to AJ Zyla here in the chat room, Ashley Turner, and the Theory of Everything. That's an interesting name, Theory of Everything.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. AJ, hello, Headless Ones, Neal, Troy, and the lovely Trista.
Oh.
So Troy, what's your 13?
My number 13 started out as my number 1, and then my list has altered and shuffled and flown all about. So my number 13 is Frankenstein's Monster and His Bride. Because
Wow.
love the movie, I love the setup. They might not get along so well, so that's why they went from my number 1 down to my number 13.
Yeah, they get along a lot better here at Salt and Pepper Shake.
Yeah, yep, they do.
I will say they were on my list.
She ate me. Ah.
A little bit higher, but not higher because of the same reasons. They actually don't even share a lot of screen time.
True.
And in the land of remakes, where they want to remake everything, and a lot of people are against that, and I am for the most part. That is actually one I don't think is a bad idea to remake, since The Bride really has such little screen time. I think maybe if you did do a new one, you could actually explore the actual character.
But do you remember the last Bride we had?
I do, but no one else does.
It's not so good.
Yeah. With Sting?
Yep.
The musician, not the professional wrestler.
No, he doesn't have the crow makeup on. He's not, doesn't have a baseball bat. That might have made it better.
And completely useless trivia. From what I understand, the pro wrestler actually has the rights to the Sting name and not the musician, even though he used the name first.
Wow.
But the wrestler never tried to stop him from using it.
Oh, okay. I heard a rumor at one time that Sting actually had to get his name from the descendants of Tolkien.
Oh, really?
From the Sting of the sword from the Hobbit.
Interesting.
But I don't know. That might have been just one of those weird rumors. So I don't know.
Just in a wrestling show, but the Big Boss Man, when he jumped ship from WWF to WCW, and he shortened his name to The Boss because WWF owned the Big Boss Man. Then the boss, Bruce Springsteen, actually stopped him from became the Guardian Angel.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes. All right, but that's another show. Number 13 on mine is this one was on my honorable mentions, and I was like, I'm putting it on my list. And that is Norman and his mom in Psycho.
Nice, excellent choice. I didn't even think of that one.
Pick, but there is something more there that they go into in the TV show. But yeah, that's my number 13. Number 12.
My 12 is The Nightmare Before Christmas and Jack and Sally.
That was an excellent choice. That is one I think will probably be on most people's list.
Yeah, I've got a feeling.
Number 12, The Dirty Dozen.
Number 12. I have David and Alex from American Werewolf in London. And they're not a couple for terribly long, but they're a great couple while they're together.
That's a good point. Yeah, I like this one. My number 12 is also Bride of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Monster, and The Bride. And for the same reasons, I would have had a higher, but they don't share a lot of screen time. But still, it's The Bride and Frankenstein.
Yep.
Or maybe they should be higher, because maybe as fans, we want them to actually connect.
You know, I think that there's a better version of The Bride in Frankenstein, the True Story, where Jane Seymour plays the bride, and she's actually got a relationship with Dr. Frankenstein and the monster, and it's pretty interesting.
Number 11, Trista.
My 11 is Chucky and Tiffany.
Don't be surprised if that's also on everybody's list as well.
Yeah. Gotta love Chucky and Tiffany. It's a great choice. Also on my list. I almost bought a Chucky and now I regret it. They had like a big Chucky doll, but I didn't know if he'd be too big to put here. He was unclear.
Oh, you can always put him above, right?
Yeah, because I moved things around to get the painting back up here.
Oh, okay.
So your number 11.
Number 11. My 11 is kind of a doomed relationship, and it's the Phantom of the Opera and Christine.
It's an excellent. Almost all the old Universal monster movies are about like some type of romance.
As I was putting my list together, I kind of thought that myself. I'm like, well, the Mummy's looking for his chick, and Dracula, and everybody.
Yeah, all these villains are very romantic.
Yep.
Number 11, I have another doomed relationship. They don't even actually get together, but there's a lot of chemistry there that never, or maybe in the later books it does go somewhere. I'm not sure. Hannibal Lecter and Clarence from Silence of the Lambs.
Excellent choice. That one I kind of debated with too. I was like, well, Clarice and Hannibal, they do have something going.
Yeah,
and on the TV show, you could even have Hannibal and the other guy there.
Yeah,
whose name escapes.
In another world, maybe that's what it worked out. But at the same time, they might have never met if not for him being in prison.
True.
And Ashley says she was just thinking of those two for Troy's last pick. And Nicholas Hatch says hello. Number 10.
Mine is Frankenstein's Monster and Bride of Frankenstein as well. And similarly, I took a lot off my list because there's a lot of toxic relationships and horror.
Yeah.
But here she's just kind of disinterested in him.
Right.
So yeah, I kept it on.
Yeah.
It's like that blind date gone wrong, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've ever seen the play. I know you mentioned it a lot of time in the show, but it's really, really sad in the play. Not that it isn't sad in the movie. Oh, by the way, AJ says the Clarice show starts tonight on CBS.
Oh, very nice. Good.
Number 10, Troy.
My number 10 is, I think a really fun couple is Hellboy and Liz from the first two Hellboy movies.
I agree. That's also on my honorable mentions. She's not in the newest one, was she?
I don't think so. No.
I like the new one. I know a lot of people don't, but the original one is the best.
Yeah.
I
like the first two actually.
I actually like all of them. So.
Yeah.
Your
number 10.
My number 10 is Bert and Heather Gummer from Tremors.
Oh, okay. Thought you were going to say Bert and Ernie when I first heard Bert. I was like, well, that's cool. I like it.
There are a lot of rumors out there. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if they fit in the horror world, but We have
Good
been getting
point.
in the last few years a lot of horror Muppet movies, so why not?
That's true.
Bert and Ernie go on a rampage. Be like Natural Born Killers, only with Bert and Ernie. This is a movie I would go see.
I would too. I would definitely see that one. That would even be better than the Banana Splits.
Yeah, I will say Banana Splits was a lot better than I expected it to be.
Yeah, me too.
I actually think it could have been a great movie if it was written a little better. But
Yeah.
Overall, I liked it. But I'm looking forward to this new Nicolas Cage one.
What's that?
I forget that we talked briefly about it on the show.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yes, it looks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. I thought it was something to do with Bert and Ernie. I was like, wow, I'm all over this.
Nicolas Cage as Bert. Who would be a good Ernie?
Jack Black.
All right, I'll see this. I would definitely see this movie.
Yeah,
Yep.
I support this.
Yep.
Number 9.
Well, you just mentioned Natural Born Killers, so I had gone with Mickey and Mallory for.
Oh, excellent.
You know, I didn't even.
That's
think
one
of
that escaped me. I didn't even think of that one either.
Yeah, I love that movie too.
Yep.
They're a great couple, and they stay. And even though it is toxic, they actually stay together.
Yeah, I think she has a baby at the end, right?
I think you're right. It's been a while since
Right, I
I
think
seen it.
that's
I
a
remember
spoiler.
seeing it at the not drive-in, but at the theater. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I'd like to watch it again. Now I mentioned.
Me too.
I always like the use of the laugh track.
Oh yeah.
It's creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what remind in WandaVision.
by Rodney Dangerfield too.
Oh yeah. WandaVision doing like the laugh track from like the old sitcoms. That's it kind of gives you that similar vibe.
Yeah, I need to check this out. I've seen a lot of good things people saying about it.
I love it. My number 9 has been mentioned. It's Jack Skellington and Sally.
Very good. Very good. That is also on my list a little bit higher, I think. So my number 9's also been mentioned by Trista, and then is Chucky and Tiffany. That's my favorite Child's Play film, except for the first one I think is the best. But
Yeah.
My favorite sequel is Bride of Chucky. It splits the audience because some people don't like it because they say it's too comedic, but it works for me. The follow-up Seed of Chucky, I don't remember being as good, but it's been a while since I've seen it. But Bride, excellent. All right, number 8.
Mine is Kim and Edward from Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
Nice.
excellent.
That one was on my list, off my list a bunch of times.
It's also my honorable mention. I need to rewatch that movie too. It's been a long time. A Nightmare on Sesame Street, AJ Styles. Movie could be called.
I love that.
I am in favor. Troy, you're
All
good.
right, somebody get Jack Black and Nick Cage on the horn. We'll see what we can do.
We have had Kyle Gass on the show.
That's true. My number 8 is really quirky but fun and kind of lovable movie. Only Lovers Left Alive, Eve and Adam. Like a cool vampire take. Actually, I think this comes to my portion on my list where it's a lot of vampires. So.
Interesting. I have to admit, I've never seen the movie. I wanted to. We were going to go see it when it was playing midnights when it first came out, but I think the weather was bad or whatever, but I've never ended up seeing it, but it's something I always wanted to see.
I think you'd like it. I mean, Hiddleston and oh my God.
Yeah, it's a great cast.
Shame on me. Tilda Swinton. They're even Adam in it. It's really good.
All right. My number 8 is Janet and Brad from the Rocky Horror
Oh,
Picture.
excellent choice, too.
Very fun. You could even make it a trio, I guess. Very fun. I saw Brad's underwear at a convention. He has them framed. He brings them around with him. It's very strange because they were directly next. He was directly next to me the whole convention, and every time I look over, is this his tidy whitey sitting there? I mentioned this before. It's very nice. I love Mad Monster Party, but they put us right between the Fright Night reunion and right between the Rocky Horror Picture Show reunion. He's like, this is a great place for you. I'm like, yes, it's wonderful because everyone's like going over here and over here. And it's just people trying to be friendly. And
yeah, can you hold this while I get this other thing signed for me?
some people don't even pretend to be friendly. You try to have small talk and they just totally like, yeah, whatever. Like, I just got to go see this underwear. Like, I would rather see this guy's underwear, this guy's 40-year-old underwear, than talk to you. Let's bring up bad memories now, I think.
I guess so, yeah.
Get off the list. All right. Number 7.
Barry's off the list now.
Barry Boss, who's also been on the show.
My 7 is Seymour and Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors.
Also on my list here soon. But one of my all-time favorites. It's a great couple. We recently actually played the slot machine, which is
That's true.
It was amazing. They play all the songs through it. It's crazy.
Neal had to try to keep me from singing along to all the songs.
Yeah, I don't think Suddenly Seymour is in the slot machine though.
No, or at least we didn't get that bonus.
It's a very sweet song, Suddenly Seymour. If you listen to the lyrics, Suddenly Seymour standing beside me.
It doesn't sound like a casino song.
No, that's
no
true.
Need, no makeup, no need to pretend. Yeah, it's a good song. If I still drank, I'd just sing the whole show. All right, number 7.
My number 7 is another doomed couple, I'm afraid. Louie and Claudia from Interview with the Vampire.
That's a good one. A lot of vampire
very, very sad.
Doomed relationships.
It's true. It's true. And this one, like, actually, they are together, and then forces pull them apart.
Is that the young girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really that's a great character. It's really sad to think about, being immortal, but you're a child the whole time, even though you're an adult, mentally.
Yeah, because then even the other vampires, I think Armand tells him, it's not allowed to like make the vampires with people that young. It's just not a good thing.
I know they've been planning
they can't care for themselves,
They've been planning for a long time to do that as an HBO series, all the vampire novels.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
It would be great if they ever did it. That's a movie I really like, and it seems like it's kind of cool to hate now, I think.
Interview? Oh, I don't know why, because I think that might be my favorite like vampire movie. I think
there's a camp that will put all the romantic vampire movies in the same category as Twilight, and they just want like the like 30 Days of Night kind of just the killing vampire.
Yeah,
but I don't think all those movies are the same.
No, Interview's got a lot of like good killing vampires in it too. They're not all sweet, lovable ones.
That's always been part of the story.
Yeah.
Is the romantic side of the vampires. Let's see. Where were we? Number 7?
7.
Mrs. Lovett and Sweeney Todd.
Excellent choice.
I love, I think I like all versions of Sweeney Todd. That's probably the last movie I liked with what's his name in it. The guy played Sweeney Todd in the Tim Burton one.
Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. That's probably the last Johnny Depp movie I liked. But I like the play. I went to Fleet Street in London, which I was very excited about, and ate a meat pie.
Nice.
I was tempted to get a haircut, but I did not.
Oh, if they had somebody with the straight razor to give you the shave, that would have been awesome.
I actually bought a straight razor. I've never used it though. I'm afraid I'm like gonna cut my face apart or something.
I didn't have a meat pie on Fleet Street, but we did like the midnight Fleet Street walk. They had like the little tour guide thing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, the meat pie was it was like lamb, apricot, and rosemary or something. It was this odd one. It was very good.
Oh.
The coolest there was Ye Old Cheshire Cheese, which is an old bar on Fleet Street that some people recommended to us, and it's like 300 or 400 years old. And so they told us to go downstairs, and we did. And downstairs, it's like carved. It's like a cave. It's carved in there, and they actually went down there during World War II during the bombings to stay safe. But it's really creepy down there.
So it's like a bomb shelter down there?
Yeah, and it's all carved
Nice.
in, and then they just have like wooden old tables and stuff in like crevices here. You go sit down. And it also was good to be short because apparently people were very short back when they built this. And so I was fine, but Jason, who's not the tallest guy, he kept bumping his head.
Oh,
If you're very tall, it would be bad time.
so you were just the right height for this place.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Cheshire Cheese. And it's got an amazing name.
See, I don't think I could have had a meat pie there because I
It
probably
wasn't
would
there.
have done
It was at another place, but they were next to each other.
but I would have done the what is that? It's priest. Have a little priest. Is it really good? Come on, Mrs. Lovett. No? Okay.
I don't think we know. We don't think we know the words as well.
All right. See, the sad thing is I could probably do every song, every character from Sweeney Todd. Maybe
Well,
I've
don't
seen
let us
Sweeney too
stop
many
you.
times. No. I'll go through the whole try the priest thing, and no, that wouldn't be good.
For people, I was actually going to wear this hat and I'm going to bring this guy up. Michael
Oh,
Rappaport,
nice.
St. Michael's, the Greasy Strangler. And he's more than the Greasy Strangler. He's a great guy, but he used to be a hairdresser. I found out when we went and met him when I was in LA. And so I came up with an idea. I think we should, because he has also got the long white flowing hair, the demon hairdresser of South Beach.
Nice.
It could be our own modern take on
It rolls off the tongue.
it does roll right off the tongue. Yeah. Yeah, I'll work on the title. Not everything is gold. Yeah. If you have so many ideas, there's a lot of misses here.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's in total agreement. She's known me for a while. But let's see, we're number 6.
My six
Six.
is Dr. Peter Venkman and Dana Barrett from Ghostbusters.
Excellent.
Let's see here. Nicholas Hatch says Billy Jack and Gene Roberts honorable mention. I don't know who that is actually, but we'll get to honorable mentions in a minute. You're number 6, Troy.
My number 6, continuing my vampire thing, we have Dracula and Mina. And also the whole universal, each monster gets his own love interest and chases them hundreds of years or whatever.
Yeah, interesting. Yep, that's a theme in a lot of those.
Yeah.
Number 6 has been mentioned. Seymour and Audrey, Little Shop of Horrors. We're down to the bottom 5. I have a guess that a couple of these everyone will have in their bottom 5, but we'll see. Number 5, Trista.
My 5 is Adam and Barbara from Beetlejuice.
Excellent.
Choice.
Thank you.
That's another one I have to revisit. I always liked those as a kid. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah.
And Trista brings up that and Edward Scissorhands a lot.
I recommend them both.
Yep.
Number 5 for Troy.
My number 5 has been mentioned by both of you, and it's Chucky and Tiff.
Ashley says your previous the Dracula and Mina is her number 1.
Oh, excellent. My personal favorite Dracula and Mina is from the TV show. I think it was 2014. The John Rhys Meyers one. I think he was a great Dracula, and I think their romance is really kind of the head of the front of that one.
I like the last trilogy they did too for Netflix.
Oh yeah, that was real good too.
Some people didn't like the third one, but I actually like the third one.
I liked all 3.
Let's see. Number 5 for me. You talked about doom relationships earlier. I think this is a very sad movie. Oscar and Ellie from Let the Right One In.
Oh, great choice. Yeah.
And so you see his future in the guy that's with her at the time, because he spent his whole entire life comforting her and and taking care of her, and now he's an old man, but he's still a kid at heart, but and now he's too old to be useful to her, and now she has the replacement. So it's really sad. It's also dark. I mean, she's kind of the villain here. She's knowing that this kid's gonna sacrifice his whole his life for her.
Yep.
And the I've mentioned this before. The book is even darker. I won't any spoilers, but yeah, I love this movie. And in the end, you really think makes you think what's going to happen to them, and it's just a sad film, but really well made.
Yeah, it's a great choice. So I didn't even think of that one, or I probably would have made my list.
Yeah, I saw the remake first, so I liked it. And then I saw the original one, and I love it. If I saw them reversed, I don't know how I'd feel about the remake, because a lot of it there are some shots that are identical, like shot for shot. So if I would have saw it after I saw the original, I might not have liked it as much, because I'd be like, well, they're just, taking this movie and making it in English, basically. But how I saw them, I like both versions. But the original one is a much better movie.
I like them both too,
though. Number 4.
My 4 is Batman Returns and Bruce and Selena.
Ah, okay.
Another one I haven't seen for many years. I think Trista likes Tim Burton movies.
You're getting that feeling. You're getting that vibe.
You're number 4, Mr. Jones.
My number 4 is Mike Wazowski and Celia from Monsters Incorporated.
Ah,
yeah, Googly Bear. That's my number 4. Mike Wazowski.
Yeah. By the way, a couple people tried to zoom in. We're going to take the zooms after we're done with our 13 here. So you can either just stay online or just zoom in right after. My number 4 has been mentioned. That's Sally and Jack, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Excellent.
I'm a fan of. I have a patch on my old patch hoodie I need to transfer into something. Number 3.
My 3 is the Addams Family, Gomez and Martha Shaw.
This is one I assume will be on everyone's list.
You can't beat that choice.
No, it's and that's one where they're actually they're happy together, as opposed to a lot of these other ones.
That's true.
As opposed to my number 3, but you're number 3.
My number 3, they're also happy together, and they're a married couple. It's Ed and Lorraine Warren from the Conjuring movies.
That's a good pick, yeah. And from reality.
Yeah, that's true. But I think they're really good in those movies, and I like them.
Stellar Steven says, I'm liking Trista's Tim Burton picks.
I agree.
My number 3 is Frank and Julia from Hellraiser. The original story in the original movie really is about Frank and Julia, and she's gonna kill people to bring this guy back, because she has maybe more lust than love for him. But she literally goes to hell to bring this dude back, and then he just throws her to the side, though. So he's kind of
that's kind of a one-sided love going on there, I think.
Yeah. And as a side note, people complain that like some of the newer Hellraiser are like, oh, Pinhead's in it for 10 minutes. Or he's barely in the original movie, barely in the story. It's not his story. But anyway, number 2.
My 2 is The Shape of Water, Eliza.
Oh, that's an awesome choice.
Oh, great choice. Yep.
I wish I would have thought of that.
That's another one I didn't think of either.
And right away, I was like, this is a beautiful movie.
Agreed.
And I was so happy that it went on to to win Academy Award. I know Academy Award's not, everything, but something strange like that in the horror world to even be, get the recognition is for people like us. That's very cool. And it also showed us what the new Universal monster movies could have been. If they would have went with,
That's true.
Like horror movies.
Yep. I would have just given Guillermo the keys and said, dude, you do your thing.
If you watch the original movie, you could really just see it as a sequel. That's what happens to the Gill Man. He's taken here and boom. Number 2 for you, Troy.
Oh, my number 2 is Sweeney Todd, Mrs. Lovett, which is another doomed love affair, but a great one.
And just real quick about in the shape of water. I love the ending. It's open for interpretation. It can be very sad. It also could be romantic. It's a great movie all around. And a great villain too. Number 2 for me, I'm surprised that's been mentioned yet, but maybe it'll be mentioned for you guys, and that is Herman and Lillian Munster from the Munsters.
Oh, great choice. Yeah, I didn't think that one either.
Yeah. Another actual couple that stay together.
Perfect.
They don't kill each other. One doesn't throw the other one away or anything, so it's nice.
Don't blow up a place or anything like that. Just,
right, yeah, they don't even kill other people.
Yeah. That
That's true. I mean, they got a dragon living under the steps, so we had to kill a couple people, I think. All right, and then you're number 2, Trista. Or number 1.
Yeah, I was confused. My number 1 is Minnie and Roman from Rosemary's Baby.
Oh my God!
Oh,
I didn't think of that one.
All right, you guys went way outside the box for me on some of these. I didn't even
I love
think of
that pick.
either.
I suggested we dress as them at some point. I think on one of the old shows before you joined the show, and it was like that's too obscure for anyone to know. Like, but yeah, that's a great pick. I love that movie, and they're just amazing in it. I love that they're just so mundane. I like that all the Satanists in that movie are just mundane. And for better or for worse, they also don't kill each other or anything.
True.
They have a nice relationship. They're just trying to bring the Antichrist into the world to destroy mankind. I mean, nothing wrong with that.
Sometimes you got to do it.
Right. Number 1.
My number 1's been mentioned, but Caramilla. It's Gomez and Morticia.
That is also my number 1. I assumed everyone would have Addams Family and the Munsters on there, but we did all have Addams Family on.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of them that made all of our lists, which is good.
Yes.
And then everybody kind of went in their own little thing, which is also good, which is what makes the 3 of us perfect together, I think.
Exactly. All right, so let's see here. Stellar Stevens says Rosemary's Baby, nice pick. Nicholas Hatch says Freddie and Tina from Return of the Living Dead. Oh, that's a good one. She gives up her brains for Freddie. Stellar Steven, Jack and Wendy from The Shining. I actually have that as honorable mention, but they're really not a good couple. Even before things go down, like he's like kind of an asshole. So
yeah, movie version, like he's right on the edge of falling off, like when you first meet the guy.
But I agree though. That's a good choice.
Yep.
That was just the reason they didn't make my list. This is a good one actually. AJ Zella, Stephen and Diane from Poltergeist.
Oh yeah, that is a good point. Good pick.
Victor and Emily from Corpse Bride.
They were on my honorable mention.
And Sean and Liz from Shaun of the Dead.
Oh yeah, that's another good one.
Ashley Turner, she has her whole list here. She has we'll go over we'll go over these real quick. Evan and Stella, she has her 13. Adam and Barbara Maitland from Beetlejuice, Trista had. 12, Lois and Lestat from Interview with the Vampire. Akasha, I'm sorry, I don't know. And Lestat from Queen of the Damned. That's the sequel. Constantine and Angela from Constantine. Eben and Stella from 30 Days a Night. That's a good one. Because he actually becomes a vampire to save her. Evelyn and Lee. Then he kills himself at the end. Evelyn and Lee from A Quiet Place. That's a good pick too. Annie McDermott and Seraphine from American Wolf in Paris. Her 6 was Alice and Nemesis from Resident Evil 7. Kurt and Julie from Turn of the Living Dead Part 3. That's a good pick. That's a good one. Jerry, Dandridge, and Amy from Fright Night.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Jerry, though, she picked the vampire.
Yeah, but they have a thing going too. So
yeah, it's another.
They also have a little triangle.
Yeah, it's another romance from over the centuries. Michael and Star, The Lost Boys, The Addams Family, and Mina and Dracula. And Vic Schiavone suggests Dwayne and Susan from Basket Case 2.
Nice.
All right. Is there any other ones that you guys had on your honorable mentions that we didn't get to?
I think most of mine were mentioned either by people like Louie and Lestat, and I think my only other one that I have is the Swamp Thing and his wife Alice.
I like that one. That's a good one. Anytime you have Adrian Barbeau on, I think is a good pick. Let's see. I had The Shining Hellboy. I had Us.
Oh yeah, yep. Gabe and
either couple of those.
Adelaide. Yeah.
Oh, and Lewis and Rachel from Pet Sematary.
Oh yeah.
And no one would probably have this on the list, but I had Betty and Rob from Necromantic. So it's probably not a good movie to watch. I was going to say for St. Valentine's Day, but probably just not a good movie to watch. We'll just leave it there. I like it. Yeah. That's all I have there. All right.
I had Danny and Christian from Midsummer, which are obviously a terrible couple. And then I had Dan and Evelyn from Play Misty for Me, which are obviously horrifying. And then I also wrote down Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman in Black Swan.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Oh yeah.
A friend of mine, speaking of Midsummer, Chris Ott from London 1888 has God Save the Queen hoodie, and it's limited edition, and it's the Midsummer. It's her as the Flower Queen.
Nice.
I saw it just the other day, so if anyone's interested, it's limited, so I don't think there's too many out there. All right. So a couple things I want to mention. By the way, if you guys want to zoom in, you can. But I think they put all theirs in here, so that's cool. I'll be a judge on the upcoming Trapped Film Festival. You guys can submit your films right now. You can also submit your films to Severed Limbs 5, the Easter Headhunt. And the first round of selections will be coming maybe tomorrow, this weekend. And Stellar Stevens says that he was also going to mention Midsummer. The chat is in agreement with Trista, is what I should say. They think she has the
Cat
best
has taste, is what we're saying.
all right. I guess. Well, that's the he has AJ Tyler, Pretty Boy, and Faye from Blind. Interesting. Troy, I know you watched The Stand. Is there anything you want? Has it finished?
It's got one more episode to go. Started strong. The first 7 episodes, they did a real good job. The last 2, they've kind of crammed half the book into these last 2 episodes. Still enjoying it, but it was a little rushed these last few. and very little of Trash Can Man, which kind of bummed me out.
That bums me out. It's my favorite character in the book.
And no mention or no sighting of the kid, who I think is the most underrated Stephen King character that's never made it to the big screen or the little screen or anywhere else.
Yeah, when I was reading the Stand, and this is no knock, I don't want people to think I didn't like the Stand, but I do think it's a little long. But when they get to their destinations, both groups, they spend a lot of time on the good guys, and that's fine. But when I'm reading it, I kept thinking, get back to the villains. They're much more interesting.
It's true. There's more fun things happening in Vegas than in Colorado.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm very upset. I'm disappointed that Trash isn't more in it, because he really is my favorite part of the book.
Yeah, they kind of they reduced that role way too much. But all in all, though, I've enjoyed it. I think it's a good retelling of it. So I definitely would give it a recommendation. But don't get your sight set too high. I think it's not perfect, but I think it's good.
Yeah. How would you compare it to the last miniseries?
I think it's better. They do omit some things that they believe in that, but I think a lot of the characters are more to the book than they were in the old miniseries.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. So a couple other things here. Extended Serbian film is coming out from Unearthed Films. I think it's actually out now. I'm a fan. I know it's definitely not a movie for everybody. So
I enjoyed the Serbian film too.
Me too. New season of Dexter. We talked about it's gonna be cool. There's other shows here on the network. So it's Without Your Head over here on withoutyourhead.com. We're live every Thursday and sometimes more. So subscribe, hit the little bell icon, and you'll get all the notifications. But there's also a lot of cool shows over on withoutyourhead.com. First of all, you got a lot of reviews from Diablo Joe. We just did the Behind the Monster series. That's also Without Your Head. Trista was recently a guest on Trash Arts, which is on the network. So you can listen to that interview. Scott Philip Gorgons, who has directed 29 Needles. He's on the new The Hold Up. And that's an interesting concept, The Hold Up. They go and they talk about a movie they hadn't seen in years. They talk about their memories of it. Then they go and revisit it and do a second episode and talk about how it's different from what they remember.
Oh, that's excellent. I like that concept.
Yeah. Twisted Girl Next Door, Chauncey Robinson. She has a bunch of cool shows up there. She actually has reviews of The Stand. The Little Things on HBO Max. The Night Stalker on Netflix. And A Nightmare Wakes on Shudder. Plus a bunch of cool ones, but those were just out like this week. Rip Comics with Marielle and Robert Perez. 3 Haunted with Kevin, Ashley, and John, and they just did their Valentine's Day special, Brew Me a Boo. Tales from the Tomb. They were talking about the Congress pressure for UFO disclosure. So if you're into UFOs and stuff, check out which I am, Tales from the Tomb. Then there's also Culture Shock with James Lamont it came from the 508. Launch Over with Michael Sophia. I think they're a little hiatus right now. And Curious Transmission from South Texas Underground Film Festival. By the way, I did want to talk about The Night Stalker because I thought it was a great documentary. It's very riveting. And I thought it was a little weird that there was a lot of like negative feedback that people said it was like serial killer porn, and I don't agree with that. Because I thought and some people say they romanticized him, and I didn't think so at all. I thought they made him look horrible. I mean, they don't need to make him look horrible, but they even went into stuff that I didn't know about, and they don't normally talk about, like stuff they did with kids. And so I don't really think you could watch that and think, well, this is a cool guy. In fact, and nothing against American Horror Story, because I like the show, I think something like that does more to romanticize him, because he comes off like a much cooler guy, and they don't go into like a lot of the seedy stuff he did. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't do that either. That's fine to me, but I just thought it was odd. I also think it's odd, like if you don't like to watch them about serial killers, I totally get that. That's totally fine. But I don't know why you would watch it in the first place. I think you would just know this is something I want to avoid. That's not something I would like to watch.
Right. Yeah, because I don't even think you saw the most recent season of American Horror.
Started watching it, and that's
the 80s. Yeah, because it's got a huge part with him in it. Yeah,
and they make him much cooler than he was
in real life.
Yeah.
They also have a new one on Netflix about the hotel that they kind of is in. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, there's.
I think it just started this week or something.
Yeah, I watched one with our mom, with Troy and I's mom. There's a couple of them though. A couple of them.
Okay. This one's on Netflix. I think it just started, and I think there's also one, somewhere else, maybe on Amazon or something. I just saw on my list. I had one honorable mention that I didn't mention, and that was the Scarlet Witch and the Vision.
Oh, wow, that's horror, but
well, the Vision's back from the dead in the show, so yeah, it is kind of horror.
I don't know what I'm
brought him back to life, so.
Big thanks to AJ Zyla here. He donated through the super chats, and he said Neal looking great, Troy great, and Trista as always. And then he put a whole bunch of hearts.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think
I'm taking at least a couple of those hearts.
I think there's 9 hearts. So.
Oh, okay, 3 each.
There's more than enough.
All right,
enough to go around.
Thank you, AJ.
Yeah, very good guy. Left Hand Black. I should have brought him down here, but they donated a bunch of cool stuff to give out on the show. It's a Swedish horror punk band, and we're going to give out a shirt and some CDs, like a couple little gift packages. So help spread the head, share the show on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace. All the kids love MySpace. Friendster.
Is that a real place? Did you just make that up?
Yeah, Friendster's real.
Oh, okay.
Wherever you share your stuff, go spray paint it on the wall. Don't do that. But just you could tell your friends. I just won't know about it. But spread the head and keep all the names. If you share it somewhere on your website or something that I might not see, let me know, and we'll keep all the names, and we give out stuff monthly here on the show. It's fun. All right. Is there anything else there, my friends, my pals, my compadres, my amigos, my confidants, my partners? I've run out of words. All right. I have to admit, I feel like a cheat, but I know how to tie a tie.
Oh, do you have a clip on?
A clip-on tie.
You should get a better clip on, one that just pops on the front there.
I shouldn't even show this because no one would have known.
I would have been totally unaware.
Yeah. But
I love that shirt, though.
I do too. It's pretty sweet. And of course, Trista would probably know this, even though I didn't tell her. But my mom picked this shirt out.
Oh, you've loosened up.
Yeah.
This is your.
I'm comfortable. That reminds me. I like to retell stories. It's like your old uncle, But the last appearance of the Godfather of Gore, Herschel
Gordon Lewis.
I'm a huge fan of Herschel Gordon Lewis. We have him on the show. He was on video, but we weren't doing video shows yet, so I didn't record it. Unfortunately, it's a big regret of mine. And so he showed up in a 3-piece suit for the show, and he's like, "Oh, this isn't going to be a video." I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, so can I get comfortable?" I was like, "Yeah, it's totally fine." And he reached up. He didn't even take off the tie. He loosened the tie like 1/8 of an inch. And I will always remember that because that was him.
That's him letting his hair down right there.
Exactly. Stellar Stevens says the 2 guys from Lighthouse. It's interesting. All right, we could go on, but this has been really fun. And we'll be back next week. We got a lot of really cool guests lined up for Black History Month, and then a lot of great guests for Women in Horror Month. And a big thanks to Treacherous Trista here for setting those up.
Thank
really
you. I'm
appreciate
excited.
that. Be very fun. So we're going to announce those. Check those out on the Facebook group. Join the community. on Facebook, and there's a lot of updates there, and you can just interact with us all week. All right, I've lollygagged long enough, but I do like that word, lollygag.
Lollygag is a good word.
It is, yeah. Last week,
And anybody that's looking to get a gift in, it's Nasty Neal's birthday next week.
Excellent. I love this. Yeah,
That's your kind of plug. I know the way to your heart.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm shameless. So send in birthday gifts to me, and I will accept them, and I will thank you.
Will you accept them on the air?
Sure, I'll open them up on there if you want. All right, I'm sure everyone would love to just sit there and watch me open gifts.
Well, speaking of which, I'm glad you reminded me.
Oh,
Because if we have time, I have a Christmas gift from Jason Minton, and I would like to open it. I have no idea what it is.
the headless critic
The Headless Critic sent
doesn't
me
watch movies anymore.
a lovely package. Cool little,
Still a good man.
cool little penguin
That's very
tag
cute.
on there.
He's very cute. I haven't seen Jason in years. We used to travel
mean
the
one.
roads together.
Is he your roadie?
Yeah, we drove all the way up to Canada. It was
Go to
fun.
England?
Maybe we could be on the couples. We drove up to Canada and we went to Niagara Falls together.
We have the
That's how
horror
two guys
edition
spend the weekend together.
of
Oh,
Trivial
that's
Pursuit.
awesome.
Cool.
That is mad cool.
That's a great gift for you. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep. So maybe sometime on the show, I'll break into it and we can ask some trivia questions.
That would be fun.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. I like this idea. Very good. Thank you, Jay. Well,
Yes, thank you, Jason.
send them to Troy. He didn't send me any.
I think you already opened yours.
I did. I'm just being an ass. But Jason's a good guy. And I'm sure when things get back to normal, we'll travel around again. If not, I'm going to smack him around. Because if anything I'm known for is a very tough guy. I've never
You're
lost
the
a
muscle
street
of the show.
fight. Yeah, that's a true story. I've never lost a street fight. The fact I've never been in one does not make that statement any less true.
That's true. That's a good point.
All right, we'll get out of here. I'm sorry for being an ass. We'll be back next week. Until next week, this is Nasty Neal.
This is Terrible Troy.
I'm Treacherous Trista.
And this is Without.
Your.
I'm trying to find the button.
Fire bad.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's